Unbelievable! That is a dream goal!
They found it! They finally found the goal they were looking for!
What a finish that is! Do not scratch your eyes! This is really happening!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from damp Randall's Island and match week 12 of the Cosmopolitan Soccer League, the first division, where league leaders Sandzak will take on Manhattan Celtic. Sandzak, coming off a 3-0 win last time out, are in a quest for making it a perfect, immaculate 11 for 11 wins and hopefully re-extending their lead at the top to 7 points, as Block FC yesterday took on La Beria and were victorious with a score of 4-1 in their favor. As we said, Sandzak, 10 games played so far, 10 wins, 29 goals, 4, and conceding only a measly 6. And like we said, can re-extend their lead at the top of the Cosmopolitan First Division with 3 points here to 7 points, in essence, two games plus 1 of comfort at the top of the table. Should we remind you that of course the winners of the Cosmopolitan First Division will have the chance to play their football next year in the APSL. On the other hand, Manhattan Celtic begin the day in 9th place on 5 points, and a result here would give them a bit of cushion over the relegation zone. Zoom-Schneider begin the match week in 10th place, 1 spot below them, but took on Manhattan Kickers earlier today. So the result there in favor, drop points for Zoom-Schneider would favor Manhattan Celtic. However, with a win, they would again build some cushion in 9th place, and of course only 10th place gets relegated, as FC Lukini no longer is participating in this Cosmopolitan First Division. Moreover, the last place team at the end of the regular season will be relegated. First goes to APSL, should they choose, and last will have to play their football next year in the second division. However, last time out, as the two sides are beginning to enter the pitch, a very impressive 2-2 draw over Block FC with a last-minute equalizer and a beautifully taken free kick from Stefan with his left foot, beating the goalkeeper and finding one very crucial point for Manhattan Celtic, who also have some new signings on their roster for this spring season that is in match week 2/3. Sandzak were victorious in the first matchup between the two sides on November 2nd on the very field behind us with a scoreline of 5-0. What do these 90 minutes have in store for us here tonight at Randall's Island? As the two sides with our customary walkout, as per usual, Sandzak will line up in their all black kit, and Manhattan Celtic vice versa in their classic green and white hoops, white shorts, white socks. They will begin attacking from right to left, and Sandzak on the other hand left to right in this first half. We will have here at Randall's Island a very big match on both sides of the standings for various reasons. Of course, Sandzak looking to re-extend their lead at the top, and Manhattan Celtic trying to find a second good result in a row. They tied second place Block FC last time out, and were causing some various troubles there for the promotion playoff team. Can they replicate something similar here and discomfort the league leaders, or can the league leaders re-extend their lead at the top? As a slight drizzle has began at Randall's Island. A nice day for football in the previous fixture, in which Sandzak reserves were victorious with a score of 2-0 over Manhattan Celtic reserves. Now the main event, now the first teams kick off, and we're off and underway here at Randall's Island, field 70. First possession is intercepted by Sabovic. There is, I believe, a new signing for Manhattan Celtic, wearing the number 9, Muzia. Here he is in possession. Muzia will most likely play in the number 10 role. Centre back and captain Barrett, as per usual, was on the score sheet in their very important victory over La Beria in the fall season, getting his head, I believe, on a set piece early in the match and giving a quick lead, which eventually turned into very big 3 points for Manhattan Celtic. Something to note for Sandzak at right full back, it's going to be Mabruk, who featured 90 minutes, I believe, in the reserve game. Mabruk at right full back, Jeffrey Gadd as per usual alongside the captain. They have some defending to do here as Celtic will serve one into the area. Here is Mabruk at the back stick, cushions and clears lines. It falls to the center midfielder Piazza, who flicks forward. And the second ball will fall comfortably to Danilo Nikcevic in the Sandzak goal as per custom. Stefan will begin as well as he did last time out at left full back. We saw his very good left foot in use. Haxel ahead of him on the left wing. It's a little difficult to tell the numbering as the green and white hoops. It's a kind of gold number, but do our very best. Ball over the top. Barrett has to allow it to drift into the arms of goalkeeper Laflash, the mainstay number 1 for Manhattan Celtic. Martin Dekanovic once again leading the line after his 2 goals last time out in Sandzak's 3-0 victory. With the ever dangerous Mamadou Diombera on the left beginning, and Mirza Sabovic off the right. Chelebi also in the starting 11. Did not feature last week. Now in the starting 11 here is Dekanovic on the press. Clever little control. Celtic trying a route for an opening goal. Here is Dekanovic. Ball into the space, a little overhit and out of play. Bit of loose possession there. Here's Bu, who will once again line up in the middle of midfield alongside Kalenovic, with Chelebi at the 10. Very versatile mix and match that the Sandzak roster has. A multitude of players can play in different positions. Chelebi, who we've seen play possibly every single of the front 4 positions. Here he is in the 10. Piazza towards the right hand side. With the center back Torres. Torres clips it cleverly over the top. Flag is down. The control just evaded the oncoming winger, who made a clever little move beyond Sabovic. Torres and Barrett at the center back can play those little clipped ball over the top to maybe discomfort the back line, as the drizzle has now picked up into a bit of a heavier rain. So the slick ball over the top is something to keep an eye out on. Kalenovic in the center circle, dispossessed by Piazza, who assesses proceedings. There is the goal scorer of last week, Stefan, who will have to press Kalenovic, who drops it off to his captain, Haris Sabovic. Chelebi driving, lengthening his stride. Mamadou Diombera, who scored an exemplary third goal last week with a mesmeric run down the left. Begins once again off the left-hand side tonight for Sandzak. Kamiades cushions first time. Correct weight of pass, has to stretch a bit. Mabruk has to go over to assess the situation and will win his side a free kick. I believe it, if I'm not mistaken as well, I believe it is his debut for the first team. Mabruk, the number 14 at the right full back. Played in the 6 in the reserve game. A tireless worker, really a box-to-box midfielder. Now slotting in at right full back, I believe, for the absence of Hrstanovic, who isn't in the starting 11. Yasir also back in the starting 11 at left full back. So a little bit of a tweaked back four, as we saw in the last 2 weeks for Sandzak's victories. Here is the ladder, Yasir extending to Mamadou Diombera, who opens the play towards Martin Dikanovic, cushions it back to his winger. Furthermore, infield, Kalenovic, thinking about a pop from distance, sprays it to Sabovic, who has Mabruk behind him. Mabruk first time to Boo. Backwards to Jeffrey Gad. Kalenovic. Players in the area to contest. It falls to Sabovic, who wrapped his left foot around it. Piazza to Haskell. Haskell back to his fullback, furthermore back to the comfort of Ben Torres. Barrett from centre back. There's some space for the number 9 to pick up his head and to find the slide rule ball, cut out by Sandzak. Little contact there in the center circle on Kalenovic, winning a free kick. Will quickly take it. Mamadou Diombera stretching his legs. Can he keep it in play? Yes, he can, towards Dikanovic, but cut out by Laflash. Clever little spin away from Yasir. Cushioning and spreading the play. Haskell onto his right foot. Little duel. Kalenovic will calm the play. And Mabruk, excuse me, back to Nikčević. Nikčević. The captain can assess. Jeffrey Gad has some green grass to maraud into. Remind you that the first goal was in a similar fashion to that, as that little build-up that we saw in those previous bits of passes, as the opening goal last time came in from a direct ball such as this, but towards Dikanovic, who eventually finished neatly. Those two in the back line can break a line and or direct. Now they have some defending to do. Gad towards Sabovic. Nikčević was demanding the ball back, but communicating with Gad to clear the lines. First ball won by Barrett. Yasir. Boo. Stood up by Muiza. Hacked away out to touch for a Sandzak throw. Chelebi. Martin Dikanovic on the swivel, trying to find a half yard of space. Kolenovic through bodies. In transition now goes Celtic. Goalie is the cry as the ball will trickle back to Nikčević. Diagonal towards Sabovic. Torres first ball, second ball will fall to Sabovic. Flicking it towards the penalty area, but Diambera checked his run. Stefan from left full back, infield. Kamiades just letting his teammate run a little ahead of him. Apologies, that was Piazza. Or Flores rather. The 11 looked like an 8 for a glance of a moment, but nonetheless Piazza in his midfield role in the center circle now. Flores ahead. Here is Piazza, found by Torres. Infield. Boo, it's a chunk of the ball. Back it'll go with the captain Barrett, who's just explaining a bit of tactics towards his attacking players, just to possibly keep a little bit of depth and can try to break some lines. Jeffrey Gad from centre back. Really not a full-on press from Celtic. Back to Sabovic, finding Diambera. Some contact on Mamadou Diambera. Free kick for Sandzak. Centre backs will make their way forward. Haris Sabovic and Jeffrey Gad, accompanied by a couple of other Sandzak bodies in there. No risk is the cry from Nikčević, but Boo has to go now to press. Mabruk has time to relax the play back to Nikčević. Albert leading the line for Manhattan Celtic. They're just trying a mid block at the moment. That worked out in that instance as Muiza blocked the forward's pass. Now they can press high up the pitch. Jeffrey Gad will wait for some movement, will clip one over the top. Stefan first. It falls to Flores, who goes to ground and will win his side a free kick in an appetizing position. Centre forward will place the ball down and play his card at the free kick. Nikčević constructing his wall. Albert over the dead ball. Albert right-footed through the wall. It hacks off one. A shot again hacking off a couple of bodies in the outskirts of the 18. And Sandzak can extend their lines forward. Barrett. Line splitting. Just about will keep it into the circumference of the pitch. Difficult ball in the end, but Sabovic was there. Another coming together. No whistle that time, and Diombera and another coming together. Maybe advantage given by the referee. As for the moment, Dikanovic and Diombera had a little transition moment. Just touch it to Sabovic. We'll think about the first time ball is dispossessed. Albert maybe had an idea of trying a lob from there, but Nikčević, who was quickly backpedaling into his area. Sabovic is in possession now. Just wanting a bit of calm on the ball in areas like this. Kalinovic infield to the center circle towards Bu. On the half turn will play towards his captain. Line splitting from Sabovic to Bu, who relocated. Now lifts diagonally. Diombera now will try a wicked shot. Wobbling a bit, but nothing too discomforting for Laflash in the Celtic goal. 18 minutes gone here at Randall's Island. Still deadlocked at 0. Couple of chances, half chances rather, for both sides, asking a couple of questions of the defense. So far, Laflash and or Nikčević haven't been duly tested. Here is Laflash, who will lift it diagonally towards his fullback. Exemplary bit of distribution to build the attack from now back to front as Torres. Line splitting to Albert, who will cushion towards Haxel. Mabruk in the duel. Bu will win the possession for his side, and the back four can now exchange again. So to invite the goalkeeper to get a touch. Gad. Sabovic is dispossessed, trying to find Kalinovic, and a free kick on Flores. Stefan will presumably load. Indeed he does, diagonally towards the right hand side. Yassir got a little chunk on it. Albert on the turn will spray it to Haxel. His first touch invites a challenge on him, and the referee has whistled for a free kick for Celtic. Muiza and Stefan standing over the dead ball. Will it be the left foot of Stefan or the right foot? It is the right foot. It's loaded to the second post. Gad gets a chunk. Bu gets a clearance into the night sky. Chalebi dueling. And Celtic can once again come away with possession. Sandzak in a bit of a low block now. Over Mabruk's head. Here is the center midfielder who's popped up on the left-hand side after delivering the dangerous free kick. Can't make it stick, however, and Kalinovic can load one towards Dikanovic. Dikanovic is... he's adjudged for a foul and a quickly brandished yellow card I see in the referee's hand, as Laflash came a long way off his line and made the decision to come out and clear his lines. And some contact afterwards from the center forward. Yellow card for Martin Dikanovic, but brave goalkeeping from Laflash. First yellow card of the evening to the center forward, Muiza, who has the very good signing so far. If he is a new signing, I believe so. Didn't feature last time the two sides played. Very energetic, technical player in that advanced midfield role. Can at times on the press, when they do decide to press, double up with Albert, who's leading the line. A excuse me, substitution on the left-hand side for Manhattan Celtic. Shaker has entered, replacing Haskell. So some fresh legs on the left-hand side for Manhattan Celtic. We remain at 0-0. Jeffrey Gadd to Mabruk, trying to find Bu. Kalinovic has to nibble and does well, and another nibble. Spreading the play to Sabovic. Take space is the cry from the captain. Kalinovic will maraud into that. Try a ball into the channel. Didn't beat the fullback, who was positioned well. Here's the substitute, Shaker. It falls to Albert. Albert into the area, using his body on his left foot. Will try for the first post, but a good recovery in the end by Mabruk. It fell to the center forward, who tried to wrap his left foot around it to beat Nikčević at the first post. Kalinovic is diagonal, the flag is down. Dikanovic is through on goal. What a spread by Laflash at the first post, using his foot to deny the center forward. But again, direct from the give or take halfway line. The center forward's movement was clever. His first time finish, but Laflash with the spread at the first post. Corner kick, however, for Sandzak. Jeffrey Gadd lurking on the second post, so to Mamadou Diambara. Kalinovic will float it to the first. Took a touch off Dikanovic. Now Brook has to be careful here. The touch just a little bit too heavy from Di Gregorio. Referee just having a quick word with the captain. A retake for the throw-in. Kalinovic. Ala Trivella outside of the boot, pass to Sabovic. So far, no goals. The best chance possibly of the evening falling to Martin Dikanovic some minutes ago, but Laflash denying him at the first post. Celtic have had a couple of free kicks in dangerous areas, and will once again dip into their bench. Flores will be replaced. I believe as well, if I'm not mistaken, they do have a more lengthy bench than Sandzak. Matthew Heze has come on for Sandzak. who have some defending to do. Shaker going to ground. Mabruk will step. Kalinovic. Believe Celtic do have some more options on their bench. Sandzak have, believe, a couple. Heze, certainly one of them, who has entered on the left-hand side. Mabruk, a reserve player from the start, and believe a couple of more options on their bench. We'll see in due course as well. Like we mentioned last week, the camaraderie and the team spirit between the two sides, first team and or reserve, can assist when needed. Here is Mamadou Diombera through on goal. Mamadou Diombera off the line heroically. Believe Barrett stuck his foot out in the end as the quick swap of wings of Diombera's movement bamboozled the defense for a bit, but not the center back, and the flag is risen. Boo. Back to Kalinovic. Two very good chances for Sandzak to open the scoring. One denied by the goalkeeper and the other denied by the centre back heroically on the line. Great defending, and here's some more defending from Barrett. Back to Torres, who wants some movement ahead of him. Shaker made infield again, just questioning the width maybe. Shaker inverted there for a moment to try and get on the ball. More substitutions for Celtic. Change at left full back. Stefan off. There is the substitute who has entered. Will continue his run. The two substitutes for a moment tried to combine. Shaker's pass was dispossessed. Diombera left to Albert. Santos is the man that has come off the bench. The shot of Gad. Santos at left full back, replacing Stefan. Trying that right hand side again into the little area that was left unoccupied for a moment. They win it back though, devilishly, crossing it into the area. Nikcevic will beat his captain to the ball and will quickly distribute to Mabruk. Mabruk slips over. Jeffrey Gad has to stand up his man and will get a little chunk on the ball to clear his line. A quick hand of apology from Mabruk. Corner kick for Manhattan Celtic to try and discomfort the Nikcevic goal. Muiza over the dead ball, will swing it in with right-footed in whip. He loads it to the penalty area. The heads went up. Santos will leave it. Diombera charging down his man. Dueling with 1 and 2. Boo coming over. And will be awarded a free kick. Of course, today's Game and Frame broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. Nikcevic. Kalinovic dropping between the lines to receive the ball from his goalkeeper. Kalinovic acting as a centre back for the moment. Gad. Back to Kalinovic. Diambera, I believe, has a little bit of an issue as he's hobbling. Might not be a good thing for Sandzak. Hopefully he can shake it off. He's last man back as Mabruk has advanced. Effectively, they're playing for the moment with 10. He's requesting a substitution, I believe. Just went over to the bench to signal. He'll walk off the pitch. Nikčević has hurried over to have a word with Diambera, possibly of the extent, maybe believe it was a little coming together there in the last duel. Hopefully for him it's just a dead leg that he can shake off. Kalinovic will now load to the first post, flicked dangerously towards the penalty area. .33 minutes gone. We remain at 0-0. More substitutions for Manhattan Celtic. If you do have a deep bench, might as well utilize, as we know, as a custom here on in the first division of the Cosmopolitan League, rather all the leagues of the Cosmopolitan Adult League. The substitutions are in and out. You can mix and match and refresh as much as possible. Flung towards the channel. Shaker doing very well to get there first, but referee just having a glance at the linesman on the far side, throw-in for Sandzak. A swap of wing for Heze. He will come to the right hand side where Diambera was, meaning that Sabovic, who has been replaced, re-entered rather, will go on the left foul throw, which was quickly taken. Mabruk dueling. Shaker trying to spin, clipping it in the air. A cushion from Kalinovic. Appeals for a free kick. Nothing given by the referee. That was in a good position. Ball into the channel, maybe a bit overhit, as Chalebi will just trot over to let the ball run out into touch. Gad. Will float towards Heze. Flores has come over. Torres infield. Furthermore, infield to Piazza. On the other side, I believe for the moment is in the 10. Yassir lengthening his stride. Will be adjudged for a free kick. I believe also Kamiades has entered from the bench, a playmaking midfielder in the 10. Part of those fresh legs that Manhattan Celtic have introduced from their bench. Yassir first to it in front of the Sandzak bench that's cajoling him to continue. Alako is the cry from the Sandzak bench, just to assess a bit of calm in possession. They won a throw-in, quickly flung towards Dikanovic in tight quadrants. Will clip a clever little ball to Chelebi. Heze came across. Flores got a all-important touch. Bull with industrious work rate, slips a bit, will find Heze. Heze on the swivel. Matthew Heze towards the second post. Sabovic recushions. Chelebi on the top of the box. Kolenovic can't get a shot off, as the green and white shirts were back to filter in defense. Gad thinking about a diagonal. You can just see there with his hand motion that go side to side. Sabovic advancing from center back. All on the far hand side. Coming back to win the possession is Kamiades, who's spinning away from one. Glue-like touch in the middle of midfield. They can spread the play towards Shaker, who has the press now. Mabruk, who uses his shoulder, can go backwards and will do so to Gad. Back to Mabruk. Further back to Jeffrey Gad. From one centre back to another. Mabruk gets a well done from Heze, that liked the defensive discipline there. Heze was screaming for the possession. Chelebi will clip it over to him eventually, but the flag had gone up. Flores can carry. Kamiades on the half turn. Sifts it out to the right hand side. Appeals of hands on Yassir. Who can be the point of difference in this tightly contested match. Nothing like the first matchup between the two sides that we mentioned in the pre-match, a 5-0 scoreline for Sandzak in early November. Here tonight, 0-0 so far in the first half, with both sides throwing a couple of jabs, a couple of warning shots to the other defense. Is this another chance for Celtic to try and open the scoring? Hacked away by Yassir as Barrett cushioned with his chest. Quickly thrown in. Boo again showing his defensive nuance. Will go over. Referee thought about advantage, but instead will dip into his pocket. The early ball might have been on, but the referee is in discussion, as yellow card was brandished for that foul on Boo. Kolenovic. We should also note too that, other than being a very important game for both sides, like we mentioned, on both sides of the standings, it's also a cup weekend next weekend, So their next league game will be in some weeks' time. You can find 3 points. If you can find 3 points here, it's a very, very good way to go into the cup weekend. Sandzak, I believe, don't feature in the State Cup. I'm not exactly sure about Manhattan Celtic. However, 3 big points on the cards here for league play, and a bit of rest coming up in the next weeks for league play, of course, as cup weekend is next weekend, the last weekend of March, as we trickle into the 40-plus minute here. Mabruk will cushion. Heze has to duel. Mabruk to Boo. Getting a touch. Going to ground. Chelebi has Dikanovic through. Once again, very good defending from Captain Barrett. Line splitting. Shaker inverting. The pass didn't find him. Kolenovic now has Mirza Sabovic. Sabovic onto his right foot, dancing. Sabovic's effort is skewed wide. About 3 minutes left in this scoreless first half. A couple of chances for Sandzak. One repelled by Laflash, who will take this goal kick, and one repelled on the line by Barrett. Celtic have also had a couple of chances of their own. So far, no goals. We remain at 0-0. That pass is out into touch. The rain now has gone to a drizzle. However, the pitch is certainly still slick, and you need the correct weight of pass, timing, and movement in a pitch like this. Most games are played on turf pitches. Here is Kolenovic. The bounce will not evade Laflash. Can collect without spillage. Will just about get to his fullback. Heze got a chunk. Here is Heze marauding on the right hand side. Matthew Heze possibly tried to catch a goalkeeper beyond his first post. Dikanovic was down for a moment, but has hopped up back on his feet. Laflash taking his time before clearing it towards the halfway line. Just advanced of it was Boo, who won the first ball. The second ball will fall to Celtic, dispossessed by Yassir. Important moments this in the dying embers of the first half. Sabovic has a little nudge on his back. Referee will try for advantage. Credit to him, once he saw there wasn't any, will blow for the free kick. Is this Paris Sabovic range? Certainly does favor the right footer. Mabruk and Jeffrey Gadding, just some discussion here as the other centre back and captain is lined up over the dead ball just off centre to the left. Dikanovic moves away to draw a player away. Haris Sabovic right-footed through the wall and in! A blockbuster of a goal from the captain, leading by example and striking Sandzak ahead. The ball had a deceptive movement and a glorious moment for Sandzak to open the scoring. Haris Sabovic range indeed. Might have gone through the wall, I believe, but the movement on it was so too that it evaded LaFlash as well and found its way into the back of the net at a very crucial moment in the match. They have found the goal. Press on from Heze, athletically, now continuing. Clipped over towards Matthew Heze. First control towards Dikanovic. It pops up to him. Barrett was once again stuck to his task. Shaker has space. Shaker infield. Kolenovic will be beaten to it by Albert, who sprays it. Piazza furthermore to the advancing fullback. Numbers in the area for Celtic. Clipped in towards the area. Nikcevic will collect. And that is the halftime whistle here at Randall's Island, Field 70. On the stroke of halftime, the captain from a dead ball opening the scoring for Sandzak after a very tightly contested first half. Both teams huffed and puffed, tried different routes to find that all-important opening goal before Haris Sabovic rattled Sandzak in front with a dead ball. Special free kick from him. At halftime, Sandzak 1, Manhattan Celtic 0.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game and Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Welcome back, guys. Second half kickoff here imminent at Randall's Island Field. 70. Sandzak hit the front. Minutes before the first half concluded with a free kick from their captain, Haris Sabovic. What does the next 45 have in store for us? A big 45 minutes of football here at Randall's Island as we're back underway. Kalenovic will float forward. Some more substitutions for Manhattan Celtic at the halftime interval. Tyler George has entered, and so too the man in possession who began the game, as began the second half as well, Muiza. So too the number 18 Haskell, who is on this right hand side, so a swap of wings for him. Albert and Tyler George will do the attacking duties. From what it looks like, maybe have also changed into a bit of a 4-4-2. Sabovic will load towards Martin Dekanovic, who's stretching, finds the possession. Dekanovic towards Celebi, it evades him. And LaFlash will distribute to his captain. Tyler George indeed will play off the right hand side, so not a 4-4-2 but attack-minded substitution, as George can play a multitude of positions on the front four, extending the pitch to allow Kamiades to clip one over the top. Mabruk has to be careful, he does, towards Nikcevic. He will find his captain and goal scorer. Intercepted by Tyler George, who will clip it in early, and Nikcevic will go down to collect. The Montenegrin shot stopper. Sandzak feature the best defense in the league, like we mentioned, only conceding 6 goals in their first 10 games, looking for an immaculate 11 for 11. So far have found their lone goal through their captain. In field, Muiza will link it neatly. Haskell, Piazza, lovely weight of pass to the left hand side. Di Gregorio picking up his head, a couple of step overs, evading Mabruk for the time being, going over. Corner kick for Manhattan Celtic. They can load the area. Dekanovic charting back to advance some height in the defensive area. Can be swung in right-footed towards the first post, doesn't beat the first man, that being Gad. Piazza back to Tyler George, first time around the corner. Kamiades back to the man that just took the corner, the header, it falls to Barrett, just on the outskirts of the pitch. Nikcevic to his captain, Yasir from left back. So far no Mamadou Diambara in the second half, so he picked up a bit of a knock in the first. Sabovic, Dekanovic and Heze front three. Sabovic off the left, Heze off the right, and the number 9 Dekanovic. Sabovic, Nikčević. No press on from Celtic, so the centre backs can split. Nikčević without a press can find Gad. Now George advancing. Kalenovic will go aerially towards Heze. Wins the first ball with his head. Controlling, marauding down the right. Opens it to Dikanovic, who goes over into the area. Spot kick for Sandzak. Credit to Matthew Heze for great work on the right hand side. Played a ball beyond Dikanovic, who did well enough to get his body between the ball and man, and went over in the area. The referee signaled for a spot kick. Who will take the responsibility? Nikčević on the halfway line. It's going to be, I believe, Dikanovic, who won the spot kick with ball in hand. Big moment for Sandzak now to double their lead. Heze and Dikanovic won the spot kick. Can Dikanovic convert? Eyeball to eyeball with Laflash. Dikanovic finds the side netting. Crisply done with composure. 2-0 now in favor for Sandzak. Dikanovic from the spot, successful, and a very important beginning completed to the second half for Sandzak, finding an early goal. Heze with great work on the right hand side, finding his center forward, who won the spot kick and converted, side footing his finish to the side netting. 2-0 now in favor for Sandzak. Coach Kamal Har on the sideline, imploring and giving the applause to his side. How can Manhattan Celtic now riposte? Kalenovic. Throwing for Manhattan Celtic. Thrown in towards a little congested area, but it'll find Barrett, who has some space to drive into the centre back. We'll find Tyler George, first time infield. Piazza, George continuing his movement. Man on is the cry. Chelebi almost won the first ball. The seconds will find Albert, who tries to find a third man run. Kalenovic with the outside of the foot towards Sabovic, who wins a throw in. Yasir back to his captain, only Albert ahead there to press. Nikčević composing and finding Gad. Let's see if Mamadou Diambara will re-enter. Had a bit of a knock in the first half. Didn't begin the game in. Began the game on the left-hand side. Line splitting. Comfortable from Nikčević. Mabruk. There's a couple of balls on the pitch. One is hacked away towards the vicinity that our ball is teased into the area to the second post. Dikanovic flung himself at that one. Made good contact. Lovely service from Sabovic. LaFlash will thump it forwards. First control neat, back with Torres. Moiza, back to his centre back. Mabruk will go backwards, first time to Jeffrey Gadd. Centre backs exchange. Albert going over just to initiate the press. Chalebi backwards. Kamiada is now furthest forward, pressing Gadd. Mabruk, who certainly had a couple miles in his legs today. Played the full 90 minutes in the middle of midfield for the reserve side. And so far, all the minutes here so far in Sandzak's first team game at right full back. Deputizing for Hrstanovic. Both Hrstanovic, there's two on the roster, of course, for Sandzak. Possibly not in the squad today. Mabruk filling in at right full back, and so far, so good. Yassir at left full back. Who now Matthew Heze, again a little click of heels. No free kick, lobbing LaFlash, and lobbing beautifully in. How tidy was that? Sensational from Matthew Heze, who again with exemplary work rate and a clinical finish, making it 3-0 in favor for Sandzak. Glorious, glorious, glorious from Matthew Heze. Continued after a little bit of contact on the outskirts of the area, and had the cool mind to lob LaFlash. Excuse me, as we are back after the referee's whistle to begin. 3-0 now in favor for Sandzak, who really unlocked possibly their nerves a bit after the first goal rippled the back of the net. Found two more in the second half. Dikanovic converting from the spot, and Heze lobbing delicately some seconds ago. Thrown in towards Tyler George, intercepted by Sabovic, flicked forward by Kalenovic. Barrett locates his man. George on the turn. Neat, intricate idea. Goal kick for the Montenegrin shot stopper. As today's Game and Frame broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. Kamiada is going over to initiate the press. Little loose from the captain, Nikcevic, showing his quick, nimble feet to clean out that situation. And they are offside on the other end. Piazza on the half turn, finds Flores. Stefano will win his side 8, corner kick. Still a lot of game left. 3-0, yes, in favor of Sandzak, but a goal in the next minutes can really change the last 30 in this second half. Floated with Luff to the penalty area. The heads went up, and Barrett got his first contact on the lofted ball, but couldn't locate the back of the net. Barrett, who's a very dangerous option at the set pieces. We've seen him in previous streams head home from a corner kick. Got his head on that one, but skewed it beyond the post of the man who is in possession now, Nikčević. Almost like a quarterback, a very experienced goalkeeper. Through the legs of Muiza. First time across, and just about kept in play. For a moment scrambling there. Throw in for Celtic. George doesn't beat the first man. Underneath it was Albert. Nikčević can get his team up the pitch and distribute towards his centre forward, who wins a little duel. Martin Dikanovic has Heze. Here is Matthew Heze on a brace. Matthew Heze! Beautifully done once again from Heze. Sensational finish. Direct and precise from Sandzak. 4-0 now in favour of the league leaders. It began with Nikčević. It continued with Dikanovic. And it was finished by Matthew Heze, who is on a hat-trick now. Muiza. Muiza again, reversing towards Albert's movement. Kolenovic has Dikanovic sprinting into a channel, but wants to do the correct thing and keep the possession. They certainly have the score now, can just assess the possession from areas like this and allow, in essence, Celtic to try to risk to high press. Stefan, who has re-entered, replacing Flores at left full back. Kamiades on the turn. Kamiades, George first time. Muiza, intricate from Celtic. Celebi back to help the defense. Gad, Celebi through the legs. Sabovic, Kolenovic has a couple runners left and right. Wants Heze's movement on the right. Heze first time towards Dikanovic, beaten to it by Torres, who was in good position to clear. Like we mentioned in the pre-match, Block FC yesterday victorious over Laberia with a score of 4-1. Overnight they decreased the lead at the summit of the Cosmopolitan First Division and asked the question to Sandzak. So far they're answering with an emphatic yes to re-extend the lead atop to 7. Corner kick flung in. Yassir, little awkward fall as he was adjudged to Fowler's man. LaFlash will get his team up the pitch to distribute to his centre back. It'll eventually find Stefan, who had a magical moment last week, his equalizing free kick at the very end to secure a very big point over Block FC. George, Yassir, being through by Barrett. Quickly done, transitioning through Albert on the right wing. First time ball into the area. The cushion on the top of the box. Back to Barrett, who stayed up from center back, has a shot. Nikčević at the first post. Says no. But the center back popped up in a dangerous area. Tried his right foot. But the Montenegrin shot stopper there to repel. Corner kick, however, for Manhattan Celtic to find their first. Still time in this match. 4-0, however, in favor for Sandzak. Is this Celtic's moment? Off the knee twice. Cleared away by Bu. Dikanovic sprinting away from Stefan. Martin Dikanovic with a clever center forward play to cushion to Kalenovic. Industrious work rate again from the center forward. A scream of maybe mishit his pass, but the idea was there. LaFlash pressed by Sabovic. Quickly rose his hand to apologize, Dikanovic, after his loose pass, but you can see the level and the standard that Sandzak hold themselves to. That is certainly one of the reasons why they find themselves in first place. The non-stop effort and belief. They have some defending to do here, however. Ball into the area. On the top of the box, George had a chunk. The other shot is off the woodwork, rattling the woodwork. Not done yet. Around the corner to George. As Celtic asking a very potent question there of the Nikčević goal. Barrett will slide to keep it in play. George on the turn. George bites back for more. Gets it eventually to Albert. Going to ground. Where is that location of contact? Outside the box is, according to the referee, who dips into his pocket. On the outskirts of the area. A free kick for Manhattan Celtic, who have been asking questions of the Nikčević goal. This is certainly a very similar area to, and look who's gone over to take it, Stefan, who last week from a similar area, I believe a little bit further out and with more angle to it, tried his left foot and beat the goalkeeper at his far post at that time. Nikčević possibly knowing that and throwing three on the wall. Stefan, can he do it again? Stefan trying it again. Unbelievably almost did it again. What an effort, rattling the woodwork. What a left foot that Stefan has tried it from a similar location. However, unfortunately not similar outcome, rattling the woodwork. 2 posts in succession for Celtic. Credit to them, haven't given up and are continuing to push and to ask questions of the Nikčević goal. Sandzak can get a bit of a breather now and clear the lines through Nikčevic's clearance towards the halfway line. Free kick. Kalenovic will allow Gad to play to his centre-back partner. Kalenovic pressed by Kamiades. Gad swiveling the hips. Kalenovic continuing as Shelebi beaten to it by the Celtic defender. Thrown in, Piazza. George. Last touch off. Sabovic. About 20 minutes left in this second half. A second half in which Sandzak began very, very good. Let's just see this action first. Muiza around the corner towards George's inverting movement. Flat from Yassir, a little high foot. Advantage given by the referee. Mabruk. Back to Jeffrey Gad. As we were saying, a second half in which began in an exemplary fashion for Sandzak, getting an early goal from Martin Dikanovic from the spot. Furthermore, 2 goals from Matthew Heze. A beautiful lob and a athletic second with very good finishing to make it 4-0 now in favor of Sandzak. After that, a couple of rattled woodworks on the other hand from Manhattan Celtic, who have come very close to breaching the Nikčević goal. Again, credit to them for continuing and pushing and trying different routes. They have dipped into the bench in the second half. Bit of a slight miscommunication there whose possession that was, but flung over the top. Nikčević can take the sting out of it after controlling with his chest. Hesse is the cry from the Sandzak bench. It's floated towards Sabovic, who flicks. Dikanovic first time towards Heze. He's sprinting and lengthening his stride to get into the area. The service couldn't find him in the end. Throw in for Manhattan Celtic. Piazza on the turn. As Pascal from right full back began the game on the wing, now taking his berth on the right hand side as a full back, and now inverting in the attack. Tyler George will ask for the byline. Tyler George, last touch off Yassir. Well done from George to win his side a set piece. Corner kick for Manhattan Celtic. As I believe Manhattan Celtic are preparing another substitution. However, after this dead ball towards the penalty spot, the heads went up. Yassir was first. Kalenovic beaten to it. Yassir asking for the seconds. He finds it. Kalenovic has Dikanovic and Boo. Jeffrey Gad also in transition towards Martin Dikanovic. He settles and Laflash spreads. Substitution for Manhattan Celtic. Some more fresh legs. Tyler George replaced. Just have a quick glance at the number. However, fresh legs on the right hand side. Back with Nikčević. Line splitting. I believe that is Campbell that has entered. We are pressing the man in possession. Yassir to take the throw in. Towards Dikanovic. Indeed, it is Campbell that has entered on the right-hand side with the number 15, replacing Tyler George. Haris Sabovic, body feint, clips towards Chalebi, who cushions, floats it over the top. The flag is risen. More substitutions for Manhattan Celtic. Shaker re-entering. Substitution on the right wing, and now the left. Shaker off the left, Campbell off the right. Albert remains as the lone centre forward, dueling with Bu aerially. Yassir towards the scorer of the two latest goals, Heze. Piazza, the midfielder, trying to find Campbell. Sabovic, Yassir, late from Campbell. Quickly dipping into his pocket is the referee. Substitution as well from coach Kamal Had. Martin Dikanovic will be replaced. On comes Mamadou, another player that featured in the reserve side, actually scored the second goal for Sandzak's second team's victory 2-0 in favor previously, as the reserve sides feature, of course, before the first team does. Here is Muiza with space to pick up his head, wanting the movement of Campbell at the first post, cleared out into touch. Mamadou will line up on the far right-hand side, on the right wing, meaning that let's just see, rather, maybe they're just defending the corner kick in a low block. Here is the corner kick towards the second post, once again towards Barrett. First contact will fall to the possession of Nikčević, who can just chew a bit of clock. Someone has to eventually go and press. That would be Kamiades. Nikčević will cleverly drop the ball before releasing, as the countdown was on from the referee, the new 8-second rule. If the goalkeeper possesses the ball for more than 8 seconds on the watch. Let's get back to that in due course, as Bu has runners left and right. Bu reversing it towards Sabovic. Furthermore to Mamadou. Mamadou, great save by Laflash. Cleared beyond. Hacked in, hacked out. Bit of pinball. Mamadou almost found himself on the score sheet for both sides on this rainy Sunday. Back it'll go with Jeffrey Gadd to the score of the first and very pivotal goal, it has to be said. Maybe unlocked a bit of nerves for Sandzak, finding the goal right before the first half concluded. Haskell back to Barrett. Campbell. Sabovic will find Sabovic. Harris to Mirza. Mirza now towards Mamadou. Albert, lovely first control to spin. Albert with his left foot. Will that stay in play? Possibly yes. Yes, indeed. Campbell. Camiades. Campbell is not offside. Reversing it infield to Albert into the heart of the penalty area. They go. Celtic looking for a goal of their persuasion. Not in this instant, however, as we've entered the last 10 minutes here at Randall's Island. 4-0 in favor for Sandzak, Haris Sabovic, Martin Dikanovic, and a brace from Matthew Heze, goal scorers for the league leaders that are 10 minutes away from re-extending their lead to 7 points at the top of the Cosmopolitan First Division, with a week off presumably next week, maybe even more, as we remind you it is Cup weekend next week. Chelebi will find the seconds. Haskell on him, tight, and gets a toe. Kalinovic going over for the in-swinging corner kick. Floated towards Mamadou. It falls to the captain, who will swivel on his left foot. Sabovic tried it. Muiza now can transition. Will elevate towards Campbell. Mabruk across, getting a touch, clipping his man. Going into the book. Stefan again over the dead ball. We saw his last free kick, how dangerous it was, rattling the woodwork from a more inconvenient angle. Now off center to the right, but a bit far away for a direct. You never know. Here he is with his left foot serving towards Barrett, who gets up and finds a goal for Manhattan Celtic. Lovely service and lovely contact from the center back, who we said is very dangerous in the air. Showed his class there aerially. And Stefan to Barrett, 4-1 now. Celtic, who have certainly asked questions in the second half, hitting the woodwork twice, and have found a goal for their persuasion. More substitutions for Celtic. Leaving the middle of midfield, Flores will be introduced. So to Tyler George. Off went the center forward Albert. Has more substitutions, I believe, for Sandzak. Nikčević towards the halfway line. Campbell has George with arm extended, wanted a diagonal. Boo has a touch. Kalinovic has a hack. Laflash has to come a long way off his line. Mamadou, can he beat into a spot? The circumference of the 18 allowed LaFlash to collect. I believe a double substitution is being prepared by Coach Kamal Hat in the next dead ball. Mabruk. Campbell. Flag is risen. Substitutions now for Sandzak. Mabruk shift complete. What a shift it was from Mabruk debutizing at right full back. On comes Asmir Ivanovic, the captain of the reserve side, sliding in at right full back. Played at left full back for the reserve side. Now seeing out the last minutes at right full back. So too Livhacevic, if I'm not mistaken, the other substitute that Coach Kamal has introduced from the bench. A little bit of a false start there. Nonetheless, we continue with service from Nikcevic. Barrett, first time. Flung towards George and collected by Nikcevic. Maybe it's even Murat in the middle of midfield. Let me just have a quick glance at that. But nonetheless, some substitution for Coach Kamal Hat to see out the last minutes of, from what it looks like, a very successful day for Sandzak. The pressure was on last night, in essence, as similar to last week. Block FC played their match on the previous night, Saturday, and winning with a score of 4-1 over La Beria. Put the pressure on for the moment, as similar score today for Sandzak. They lead 4-1 here tonight towards Ivanovic. Cleared away. George will go and press Nikcevic, who gets towards the halfway line. Shaker. Nikcevic back in his goal. Advantage given by the referee. Tyler George with whip. Good save and hacked out at the right moment from the danger zone. Sabovic clearing lines after Nikcevic had a save. Towards Barrett. Middle of midfield now. Tyler George linking with Kamiades. Gad. Advantage was for the moment, as back go Celtic with possession here. Step over. Last minutes here as we've entered in the 89th minute. Couple of more minutes left for it to be official, the confirmation of the 3 points for Sandzak. Can Celtic find their second goal? Towards the first post, lovely little whip. And a corner kick for Manhattan Celtic, who, however, maybe aren't going to find the 3 points that they crave tonight, but have pushed the league leaders in a very, very good watch of football. A very tightly contested first half. Let's see this left-footed corner. Bouncing awkwardly, appeals in a spot kick. The second of the evening. That ball popped up dangerously and I believe came off Boo. Stefan, or Barrett, I believe it is, taking the responsibility. Indeed, it is the captain who is already on the score sheet, we remind you. Barrett stepping up right-footed. Barrett for 2. A brace for him. A second goal from the centre back and a second goal from Manhattan Celtic, trimming the lead to 2. How much at a time will there be left? Dikanovic hurriedly on, replacing Mamadou. Can understand now the last minutes will be full-on press from Manhattan Celtic. I didn't see the number that the referee has signaled to the players. I believe 3 or 4 minutes left. 2-goal deficit. Celtic finding 2 goals late in this match after Sandzak came out to a 4-0 lead. Trimmed down to 2. Can they find one more to stand up a grandstand finale? Camiades. Infield. Haskell. Campbell has George. Dangerous. Sabovic has to stoop. Gad with precise movement to clear lines. Really now maybe the tiring bodies of the short-handed Sandzak side catching up with them a bit, but fighting towards the very end. Another throw-in for Manhattan Celtic. Flung in. Referee almost got in the way. Dispossessed. Boo will almost find Dikanovic, who's screaming of displeasure that the intervention was credited to the centre back there. Back it goes with a service into the area. Boo will win his side a breather and a throw-in. 92 minutes gone. Yasir to take it towards Sabovic, who flicks towards Dikanovic. Heze has to check his run. Possession now is critical for Sandzak. Back, Ivanovic out into touch. Little glance over the shoulder. Going to pick up the possession is the center midfielder. Line splitting to George, intercepted, finds the second ball towards Flores. Haskell. Flores checking. Line splitting pass was elected for. First time. Appeals and a risen flag. Who's displeased with the call. Nikcevic to clear lines. Loading up the left-hand side. That's where the ball will be flung towards. The flick towards Dikanovic. We remind you, Heze on a hat-trick. Can the centre forward find them? Muscularly in. And out for a goal kick. Possibly the last minute of the match. That was the final act of the match, rather. Final score here in Randall's Island, Field 70. A very good day for Sandzak. They were tested, and at the end, with a little bit of discomfort, but after finding the first goal in the first half from their captain, found 3 more goals in the second to jump out to a 4-0 lead. However, Manhattan Celtic didn't give up the fight, huffed and puffed and tried, hit the woodwork twice, found 2 goals of their own, for the final score here at Randall's Island Field 70. A big day for Sandzak, a big 3 points for Sandzak. Final score in Randall's Island Field 70. Sandzak 4, Manhattan Celtic 2. Back to +7 goal coach Kamal Hatzmen at the top of the Cosmopolitan First Division. Stay tuned for interviews.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Welcome back, guys. I'm joined here by Alim Kalenovic and Matthew Heze, two key contributors to Sandzak victory over Manhattan Celtic 4-2 in favor for Sandzak. A big important 3 points on the card today. I'll begin with you, Matthew. Yesterday, similar to last week, Block FC played Saturday night. Unlike last week, they were victorious yesterday with a score of 4-1. Did that put a little bit of pressure knowing that they trimmed the lead at the top?
I mean, every game, we got to take every game. I mean, our goal for the season